Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm tired. So very tired. And it's not because I didn't get enough sleep. It's because today in the news, Overwatch 2 and Blizzard's apology. In a newly released blog, game director Aaron Keller details how and why the promised PvE mode was cancelled. According to Keller, the team kept trying to employ the crawl, walk, run plan, but the audacious and gargantuan PvE mode was continuously pulling resources away from the live game. He confirms that there were years of dev work and emotional investment put into the hero missions mode, and the team tried to find ways to make all of our ambitions fit together in a plan that we believed in. We couldn't. Keller went on to state, "I had trouble pivoting away from a vision that just wasn't working, and for that, I would like to apologize to our players and to our team. I'm sorry." And yeah, it's heartbreaking when you invest time and energy and emotion into a project, and it doesn't end up the way you want. Trust me, I know all about that. But this whole scenario begs a lot of questions. If there were all these problems putting together the PvE portion of Overwatch 2, and it was the big selling point of Overwatch 2, why do they rush to get Overwatch 2 out so fast? Was the PvE ever even in a place where it could have realistically been completed? Why wait years after the launch of Overwatch 2 to be like, yeah, we can't do what we wanted to do? Well, Keller went on to explain why the announcement came when it did. After Overwatch 2 had launched, we started refining our plans for future seasons. The team realized they couldn't keep pulling focus towards the promised PvE mode as plans grew. So they decided to abandon hero missions altogether. And when you go back to the previous quote and you see that little live service bit at the end, I think that's probably the big thing to focus on here. And hopefully by now you all know how I feel about Overwatch 2. I think it is a disgrace. But I do kind of understand from a business standpoint why things lined up the way they did. Why things were rushed, right? Overwatch 1, extremely cool, liked it a lot, but like all games, over time, popularity wanes. So what do you do to shake it up? You release a sequel, and that sequel has a little more live servicey stuff in it, and this live servicey stuff is gonna in some way generate more money than you were making before, so even if the numbers keep going down, you'll still be making more. And then you promise a big reason for why the change was needed, or why you're adding a 2 at the end, because it's something new. It's not the old thing. And while Keller is like, look, this isn't a sunset on the world of Overwatch, this is a sunrise on a new day of awesome live service stuff that we're gonna focus really heavily on. Does anyone care about it? Because I'm gonna let you know, no PvE is a huge hit to the franchise. And most people are already looking at this game and being like, wait, so what new are we getting? If anything, we lost stuff. It's worse than what we had with Overwatch 1. So what the hell are we investing time into this for? I mean, looking around the internet, Reddit, Twitter, all the different social medias, people are just kind of over it, looking for something new. Sure, obviously, people are going to keep playing. It's Blizzard. It's always going to have fans. That's just the way it is. But I would expect that, Overwatch 2 is down the path of slow death. I mean, that's just where I'm at. Let me know in the comments below. You tell me what you think. In other news, before I start the story, our Final Fantasy 16 video is up. It's a preview. I played like 6 hours of the game, a little bit more than that. I have all sorts of thoughts and things. Go watch that video. But more importantly, a lot of the comments are like, man, I wish this was coming out on PC. I'm gonna have to wait like a year or more. And yeah, because Sony is sticking to its guns when it comes to PC releases, especially for first party. In a recent interview with Famitsu, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan stated, PlayStation Studios' main responsibility is to make games for the latest PlayStation hardware that players will enjoy. We are increasing the number of PS5 exclusive games and staggering the releases of PC versions. I often have the opportunity to ask game fans for their opinions, and when I ask them how they feel about the time lag, they often say they feel the release of a PC version 2 or 3 years after the release of the PlayStation version is acceptable. And for some reason, I have a sneaky suspicion everyone he's talking to is a PlayStation owner, so it really wouldn't affect them. But 1, 2, 3 years later, time really doesn't guarantee a release on PC, because we've also seen some of the PC releases lately that have been buggy and a mess and have left a bitter taste in people's mouths. And so they may not even want to try if people are just going to complain about what they get. And you have every right to complain. I'm just letting you know that, like, they may decide, let them wait. It sounds like they have. Speaking of games and waiting, you're not going to have to wait long for these releases coming out this week. Tomorrow, prepare for a stunning sci-fi journey packed with platforming and puzzles in Planet Lana. In this narrative title, players will traverse beautiful hand-painted landscapes alongside Lana and Mui while uncovering a world on the brink of disharmony thanks to an interstellar threat. I've seen the phrase Ghibli-like thrown a lot around in discussions of this game, and from what I've seen, I couldn't agree more. Planet Lana releases on PC and Xbox May 23rd. And then on the same day, we've got another game to look forward to in the narrative space with Dramatic Lab's Star Trek Resurgence. Resurgence is a narrative adventure game developed by a team of former Telltale devs and is loaded with choices, consequences, and Star Trek cameos. The game is set after the events of the Next Generation, so look forward to giving this one a try and hopefully not dooming the galaxy to any sort of Borg invasion and or First Contact like time travel experiences. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much. As always, leave a comment down below or a like or sub. Hey, go over to the Final Fantasy 16 video, do the same thing. It helps out a bunch. See y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.